Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So today we have a battle against MZK249, random person offline. So yeah, looking at their team, looks to be pretty powerful, pretty interesting, slightly illegal as well, but we'll see if we can work with it. So, what do I want to lead with in this one? I think we're going to go with the Mean Shao here. And yeah, we'll see how that works out. Also, just a quick reminder, my Switch giveaway is still going on, so I'm going to leave a link to that promo video in the video description of this video so you guys can find out how to enter to win that if you haven't already, alongside links to my Discord server and online merch store. So, looks like he's going to go ahead and lead with the Ursaluna as we lead with the Mean Shao. But because they have the Hisuian Zoroark on their team, there's every chance that this is actually not the Ursaluna. So I think what we're going to do right out of the gate here is just go for a U-turn to scout. So that's what we're going to do. So we do outspeed for Choice Scarf. U-turn does do some pretty decent damage to this thing, as it is in fact the Hisuian Zoroark. So good thing we didn't fall for that. So we are going to get the pivot out with the Mean Shao, which is great. And so now we have to choose a matchup against this thing, and I think our best option is probably going to be the Belly Bull. So we're going to go ahead and come in with that. So there it is. And he is going to go for a knockoff. So that's not going to do too much damage to us. It is going to get rid of our leftovers, which is unfortunate, but it is going to activate our Electromorphosis, so the next electric attack we go for will do more damage. So they do have the electric immunity on deck, unfortunately, in the form of the actual Ursaluna, so I partially don't want to go straight for the electric attack here. But I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with, because I don't think anything else we go for is going to do much of anything to this thing. So I think we probably just have to risk the electric attack and hope they don't go into the Ursaluna. So that's what we're going to do, as they do stay in and go for another knockoff. Not 100% sure why, but it is going to go ahead and power up our Volt Switch even more with the Electromorphosis, and it is going to be enough to go ahead and take the Hisuian Zoroark out and knock them down to 5. So that's pretty nice, and we do get the pivot out as well. So off of that, I think we're just going to go ahead and come in with the area dose. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And so yeah, we will see what he wants to come in with in response to that. So it is going to be the Flutter Mane, so that's not great, obviously. We can't do a ton to the Flutter Mane here. Best thing we could do is Poison Jab it. I kind of want to get Sticky Web up, but at the same time, I don't think we have that luxury right now, because we really can't leave this thing intact. So I think we have to just go for the Poison Jab, so that's what we're going to do. He is going to go for the Mystical Fire, which is going to do a lot of damage, not quite enough to knock us down to our Focus Sash. We do get the special attack decrease. Go for the Poison Jab in return, but it's not quite enough to get the knockout on this thing. Fortunately, we do have Sucker Punch, so we're just going to go ahead and go for that here. And we do catch him off guard with the Sucker Punch, which is going to be enough to go ahead and take that thing out and knock him down to 4. So that's pretty good for us, actually. So we will see what he wants to come in with in response, and it is going to be the Dragonite. So that's obviously bad news. Now, he definitely could try to go for the Dragon Dance here, predicting the Sucker Punch. So I think what we want to do here is just Poison Jab, just in case that's what he decides to do. Again, I do want to try to set the Sticky Web, but at the same time, we don't have that luxury right now, facing down all these potential huge threats. So we're just going to go for the Poison Jab, as he does just go for the Extreme Speed, so the Sucker Punch wouldn't have mattered in that situation anyway. So the Extreme Speed does take us out and knock us down to 5. But it's not the end of the world, as now we can go ahead and bring the Politoed in, so that's exactly what we're going to do. And so we are, of course, going to get the Drizzle to go ahead and make it rain, which is, of course, great for us. And so I think we just have to go straight for the Ice Beam here. We don't want to play around with this thing, so that's exactly what we're going to do. This thing's going to go for a Thunder Wave, interestingly enough, to go ahead and paralyze us, which is not good. And so we don't get fully paralyzed, which is great. We go for the Ice Beam. It does a ton of damage to this thing, despite a potential multi-scale that it probably had, as we are max special attack. But it survives with about a third HP. So I think there's no reason for us not to just go for the next Ice Beam here, so that's exactly what we're going to do, as this thing is going to go for an Air Slash. That's really interesting. And he actually gets the flinch, which is also bad news for us. So could this be like a para-flinching Dragonite? That's really interesting. Mix set 2. Very interesting. And yeah, that's obviously kind of bad news for us. So, how do we want to play this? I guess it's not doing a ton of damage, so I guess we can just stay in and hope that we can break through and go for the Ice Beam here again. So he does go for the next Air Slash, takes us down a little above half, and we do break through the Paralysis and the potential flinch to go for the Ice Beam, knocking out the Dragonite and knocking him down to 3. So that is pretty good for us, actually. We are in a pretty decent spot, as now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Ogerpon standard form, actually. So we could very easily Ice Beam this thing. We might go down to a Grass attack, though. I feel like we definitely will. Do we want to try and save Politoed to potentially reset the rain? I feel like Politoed might actually be worth saving here. So I think we're just going to go ahead and straight switch into the Belly Bolt. That's what we're going to do. And we'll see where that gets us. So there it is. And he is going to go ahead and terrastalize the Ogerpon. So we know this thing is going to Terra into, obviously, a pure Grass type with the special Terra. So yeah, there that is. And the Embody aspect is going to go ahead and give him a speed increase, which is obviously threatening, as he's going to go for a Bullet Seed. It is Terra boosted, and it is going to do, depending on how many times it hits, quite a bit of damage. The Electromorphosis is going to activate each time, but how many times is this thing going to hit? Could this potentially be loaded dice? It looks like there's a chance it could be, as it is hitting, it just hit 4 times, and it hits 4 times, so this could be a loaded dice Ogerpon. So that's another really original set there, which is cool. Unfortunately, we know this thing is going to outspeed us, so there's really nothing we can do. I guess we're just going to click Acid Spray, but it's not going to matter, as this thing outspeeds us, obviously. And Terra boosted Bullet Seed will be more than enough to take the Belly Bolt out and knock us down to 4. So that is definitely bad news. So this thing has us in a little bit of trouble here. I think the best thing we can do, although he does have the Embodied Aspect speed increase, even so, I think Mean Shao should still outspeed this thing. So that's really our only hope, is that the Scarf Mean Shao will still outspeed this thing. I feel like it will. I hope it will. I guess there's only one way to find out. So we're going to go ahead, and I think our safest play here is to U-turn, because I'm not confident that one shot can take this out, so we're just going to U-turn. We do still outspeed with the Scarf. U-turn is not going to be enough to take this thing out. Drops it down to about a quarter HP, so Poison Jab surely wouldn't have been enough to take it out either. Now we're going to have to sack something to this thing, and I think it's going to have to be Politoed. Definitely going to have to be Politoed. So we're going to go ahead and switch the Politoed in here, basically as fodder, because we need to get a clean switch back into Mean Shao. So he is going to go for the Bullet Seed, and 2 shots will surely be enough to finish the Politoed off from that range and knock us down to 3. So this thing is definitely putting us on the back foot here, which is not good. The only good news about this is we can freely come back in with the Mean Shao now, and we know that we do outspeed this thing, and another attack will surely take it out. So I think our best course of action here is probably just a U-turn again, so that's what we're going to do. He could switch to try to save this thing also, that's a possibility, so that's why I think U-turn's the better play, as he does actually switch to save this thing, not wanting to lose it to another attack, and he's going to switch in with the Ursaluna, the real one this time, as we go for the U-turn to get some chip damage on the Ursaluna, and we do get the pivot out here. So I think what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to come in with the A-Zelf against this thing. We know we outspeed this thing, which is going to be really important. So there's that, and this thing is going to get burned from the Flame Orb, revealing it to, of course, be the Gut set, as they usually are. So, I think what we just have to do here now is just go for our max special attack Life Orb boosted Psychic and hope it's enough to take this thing out. So, that's exactly what we're going to do. So we know we outspeed. Psychic incoming. Is it going to be enough? No, it's not quite enough to get rid of the Ursaluna, unfortunately, as he actually goes for an Avalanche in return, which is interesting. Not sure why he would opt for that, but it is obviously more than enough to one-shot the A-Zelf, unfortunately, as this thing is going to take burn damage. It just barely survives the burn damage, which is obviously terrible. So we're in definitely a little bit of a spot here right now. I think I think we have to come in with the Mean Shao again here, simply because we know that, or we don't know, I should say, if the Beartic will outspeed this thing. So we have no choice but to come in with the Mean Shao. We have to choice lock into something. I think we can pretty safely choice lock into Poison Jab here, though. So yeah, it could be Poison Jab. We could go Poison Jab or Knockoff. We can't do close combat, obviously, because of what he has remaining on his team. So yeah, I think we're going to choice into Poison Jab here. We know we outspeed this thing, and we know the Poison Jab will be more than enough from that range to finish the Ursaluna off and knock him down to 2. So this is going to be coming down to the wire here. The last couple turns here are going to be very critical. So he's got 2 Pokemon left. He's got the Mimikyu, and he's got the Ogerpon standard form terastallized, as he is surely going to be coming in with the Mimikyu here, definitely as expected. So that thing is in, and this is definitely a problem for us. So I think what we have to do here is we have to... This is going to be a tough call here. I kind of feel like we have to break the decoy. That is going to leave us susceptible to get taken out, potentially by an attack from this thing, which is going to be a serious problem. But I don't know if Beartic can take 2 attacks from this thing. So I feel like we have to just stay in and break the decoy here. Partially feel like that, although he could easily Swords Dance here too, so I feel like we have to just Poison Jab to break the decoy. So we're going to do that. Poison Jab incoming. It obviously will break the Disguise here on the Mimikyu, which is what we need. And he is going to go for a Will-O-Wisp, so that's really unfortunate. He's going to land a Will-O-Wisp to burn the Mean Shao, cutting our attack strength. So that is really unfortunate, as we are going to take some damage here from the burn. So we're definitely in a difficult situation here, being choice locked into Poison Jab. I think our best play is just to keep going for it now that we're burned. I think that's probably our best move. So we're just going to do that. We know we outspeed, so we're going to get the next Poison Jab on this thing. Does not much of anything, even with a critical hit, actually. He's going to go for a Pain Split, which is really interesting. So that is not going to do too much damage, but it is going to give him some HP back as we take more damage from the burn. And we really can't switch out against this thing right now, so we really just have to hope to chip this thing down. I think that's our only play here. So we're going to Poison Jab again, trying to get more chip damage on this thing. We do get the Poison, which is what we were kind of fishing for there, to whittle this Mimikyu down farther. He is going to go for a Curse. So that's extremely interesting. These are some very original sets here. That's going to knock him down to the red off the Curse. He does survive and get some HP back with a Citrus Berry, as he is then going to take some poison damage as well. And we are going to take some burn damage, and we are also going to take the Curse damage. So This is turning into a very interesting match for us. We do survive that damage now. I think there's no reason for us not to just go for another poison jab here, so we have to stay the course. He is actually going to switch the Mimikyu, interestingly enough, perhaps over-predicting. He is going to bring the Ogerpon back in. The Embody Aspect going to raise his speed, so can he take the poison jab with us being burned? No, luckily he cannot take another poison jab, so that is going to get rid of that Ogerpon, which was a huge threat to us, and knock him down to just one Pokemon, as we do take more damage from the burn, and then we are also going to take the curse damage. Can we survive it? Yes, I believe we can. With 10 HP in the red, we do survive the curse damage, which is huge for us. So he is going to come back in with the Mimikyu now, and we have no reason not to just continue to poison jab, so that's exactly what we're going to do. He does have Shadow Sneak as his last move, though, which does finish the Mean Shao off, knocking us down to just one Pokemon. And is the poison damage enough? No, it's not enough to take the Mimikyu out this turn, which is really unfortunate. So this is coming right down to the wire here, as we have to come in with our last Pokemon is going to be the Beartic. So it's right down to the wire here. We know he has Pain Split. We know he has Will-O-Wisp. We know he has Shadow Sneak. So I think what our play is here going to be, we're going to Terrastalize to a ground type to get max power output. He could actually be going for the Pain Split here. I think this is going to be a really risky play for us one way or another. But I think what we have to do, because I'm definitely predicting a Pain Split on his side, I think we have to Swords Dance. I think that's our play. So we're going to Terrastalize ourselves into a ground type, which is going to put more power behind the Earthquake. Also give us, lose all of our prior weaknesses as well. So there we are with the Terra Ground Beartic. We know he's going to outspeed us for sure. He does go for the Pain Split as anticipated, which is going to give him a whole ton of HP back, which is really unfortunate. We do get the Swords Dance to give us a sharp attack increase. And then we are going to regain some HP from the leftovers, as he is going to take some damage from the poison. So I think it's going to be all down to this last turn or two here. We have to just go for the Earthquake and hope it's enough to take him out. He goes for the Curse, which is going to go ahead and curse us, cutting his HP down to the red. But we are going to go for a Terra Boosted +2 Earthquake in return, which after the Curse damage will be more than enough to finish the Mimikyu off. And that is game. Alright, so we are going to win that one 1-0 against MZK249, but that was actually a really fun match, really interesting, really competitive game, I thought, right down to the wire there at the end. So, yeah, that is pretty awesome. You love to see the originality at play. But just an all-around good one there. So, that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. Also, this is going to be the last match that I post with this team. I had a lot of fun using it, and it turned out very successful for me. Even better than I thought, actually, which is obviously great. But as is always the case, I am going to be putting this team to the side for now, and quick announcement, as I'm sure all of you know at this point, the Scarlet and Violet DLC Part 2, the Indigo Disc, is upon us at this point. So you might see a little bit of a break here, not too long though, but a little bit of time here in between this team and my next singles team, where I am indeed going to play through that second part of the DLC. Of course, things are going to be drastically altered with the addition of a bunch of Pokemon we didn't have access to before, and that's going to shake things up in the competitive scene for sure. But in the meantime, I will still be doing other videos. I still have to do a captain's table summarizing the BHDL2 League that just recently came to a close, the regular season of it, that is. So Yeah, plenty to look forward to here on the channel. So stay tuned for all that. That's it, and we'll see you next time.